Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Pigskin Project, episode 186. And today, Ben and I, once again, this time tackling the NFL after college yesterday. Ben, how are we doing? With all that entails with U of M right now.
I'm yes, we'll do the U of M stuff here at the end. Because that's just been a whole craziness. But I've been doing good. I've been doing great. As you guys can see, Ryan is not here today. He wanted to duck the Bears in the Packers loss. He was too scared. Shaking his boots, mad about Caleb Williams, so he's not here. But again, I am doing great aside from again, this showed more of it all, but we'll briefly talk about that at the end. Matt, how are you doing?
I am doing well. But let's get into it. All right. The show rundown. Obviously, we're going to talk some Monday Night Football to talk about your birds for a quick little second and see if there's any lingering thoughts on that. Talk some injuries of the week, or, the injury that happened this past week, and then lead right in to the preview for Week 15. Can you believe we are in Week 15, Ben? Already, kind of 4 more weeks of Saints football was the way I took that this week. But we'll lead into that, and then we'll do some pick 'em. We'll do some payout, pick 'em where we pick all the games, and payout where we make some picks on the games, some bets. So let's get right into Monday Night Football thoughts. The Chargers beat the Eagles 22-19 in a game where I think it featured 8 total turnovers, 5 for the Eagles, all 5 of them by Jalen Hurts, including a play in which he turned the ball over twice. I don't know if do you think he had possession on that fumble? I was like wondering if he even had possession to create that fumble, but hey, it's better to say he got intercepted and then fumbled.
No,
But
I think he had possession on that fumble. I apologize, guys. I'm having a little bit of connection issues trying to figure that one out. I think he had possession on it. It's awful to say that, like, again, he had 2 turnovers on the same play. Like, I truly think if he just jumped on the ball, it would have been fine. We would have gotten it back, but he was trying too much. The sky is falling in Philadelphia. It is awful. They had a chance to win the game despite Jalen Hurts kind of playing really bad all game. And I say all this, I don't want to discredit Jalen Hurts at all because he is a large reason as to why we lost this game in the first place. But AJ Brown sucks. I want this dude off my team so bad, dude. He led to one of those interceptions because he couldn't catch the ball and he was worried about getting hit. And then down the stretch before the game even went into overtime, Jalen Hurts, I mean, say what you want about the kid, but he is at least clutch. And I think for the most part, people can agree on that. And he put this team in the perfect situation to win the game and drops an absolute seed to A.J. Brown on the left corner of the end zone. And he just bobbles and drops it. I'm so sick of him at this point. For all the chatter he has had on social media, for him to then turn around and have this game makes me feel sick to my stomach. Again, all that being said, we are still in position. We're still leading the division. We have an easy stretch that consists of the Raiders, the Commanders twice, and then the Bills. So you just got to win 3 of the 4. You'll be fine. Hopefully, it can be figured out by the playoffs. That being said, it's gross, and I have no hope in true Philly fashion.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how much optimism anybody can truly have when it looks the way it's looked this entire time. Like this just screams we win 11 games. We break that NFC East streak where we win the division back-to-back years. So good on them. And make it as far as the divisional round, and then you shake things up again. I think that's the writing on the wall this season. But yeah, um,
Well, and we'll get into it based off of how the season ends. I will say with the camera off, my connection has been great. So we're gonna leave it off. You guys get to see Matt Campbell's beautiful, beautiful face for the rest of the show here. But that all being said, and we can again get into it at the end of the season, like if you go, let's say 11 wins and you make the playoffs and you end that NFC East streak, like does Nick Sirianni still have a job? Like at what point are you just like, okay, like we know you just won the Super Bowl the year prior, but now this will be 2 years in a row where you've had like awful collapses as the season has gone on and have not been able to figure it out unless you get the perfect offensive coordinator hiring. Like we just can't do this for another year. And like I'm just again, I wonder at what point you're just like, all right, we have to wash our hands clean and we have to carry the heck on and figure someone else to run the ship. Again, who knows? The Eagles can make a late season push, and all of this could be a mute point 2 months from now. I'm just saying, I don't know what the Eagles have to do, what Nick Sirianni has to do to get fired or not get fired. Just interested.
yeah, I highly unlikely is what I would say. I don't know,
Which I hate.
but
I hate it.
yeah, and then on the Chargers side of it, Herbert was in some like real deal pain. They had a
Oh
drive
yeah.
out of half or like right out of the half. I think they got the ball first, where it featured I think like 9 straight runs or something like that. They were really trying to take the ball out of his hands as much as possible, and when they could have him drop back, he got sacked 7 times on
Mm-hmm.
what was it, almost 40 dropbacks, and he was running for his life. He had a ton of scrambles in this game. I think he had over he was their leading. I know that he had 10 carries. So again, just running for his life, making plays, and in the end, it became enough because the defense was able to play at the level that they played at. But that's all for the Monday Night Football thoughts, and we move right into the injury report. Uh, Ben, what injuries did you have circled this week?
Yeah. So not a whole lot of injuries. That being said, most of them being season-ending injuries. We'll kind of read through the first. Uh, talked about that. We talked. We'll get into that.
All right. All right. Ben is having some technical issues, so I'm gonna kind of come in here and steer the ship a little bit here. Um, Basically, what the major injuries of the week were, you Zach Ertz has a torn ACL for the rest of the season, and at his age, I think there's some question on what the future holds for him. Wanya Morris, the left tackle, in now as of circumstance because of the injury to Josh Simmons for the Chiefs, he's out for the season with a knee injury in which he was taken out on the first play against Houston this past week. And back to the Commanders, Jaden Daniels likely held out the rest of the season with his elbow injury. Just, I mean, 3-10 football team. I don't think they're going to risk anything that would be very major in that regard. But Ben, I just ran through the injuries. Are we doing better?
Yeah, hopefully we're doing better. Now we have the camera and not Matt Campbell's face and everything. So hopefully we are doing better. Yeah, you ran through the injuries. I don't know at what point it cut out. As I said, with Zach Ertz, like you have to think that he's going to hang up the cleats now. Again, it was a testament, very long career for him, a Super Bowl champion. But you have to think that this surgery and injury kind of leads him into retirement here. But then the corresponding move for Daniel Jones was the Colts signing 44-year-old Philip Rivers. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on it. Do you have any strong opinions on Philip Rivers being the starting quarterback for the Colts? Well, maybe not starting, but
Yeah,
signing.
if Leonard can go, I definitely want Riley Leonard to play. I think that's I don't I don't think there's a world any especially quarterback, no matter how good he is, could be out of the league for 4 years
Yeah.
and then be told to go up against the Seattle front like ever. I think that would be a nightmare. We just
Yeah.
watched like a technically like in his prime athlete, Max Brosmer, go up against the Seattle defense and couldn't move the ball at all. And I don't know what the offense would feature with a Phil Rivers. Like I don't know if he's pretty insane, so like he could take one hit and I think he'd just like get all excited again. Like I maybe he would want to get hit. But
Uh,
you get my point. I mean
yeah.
this is a 44-year-old human being trying to play the sport again after almost 5 years of being out of it. I don't know how any of this would work. I would just sign a guy who's, you know, younger, like and actively like on like a practice squad and practicing each and every day with teams. Like I don't know.
Quarterback that has been within this team for a couple years now with Sam Ellinger. And like I feel like that would just be a smarter move because again he's familiar, at least somewhat familiar with the playbook. And again, he's not 44 years old like Philip Rivers is. And I don't want to be like ageist, but like that's just I don't know. I think it's a ridiculous signing at this point, and I think if you're a Colts fan, you just are hoping and praying he doesn't have to play this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be goofy. It would be goofy, man.
Yeah.
But I think everybody in the NFL world wants to see it happen, I guess.
Yeah,
Um
I guess so.
so we'll see. We'll see if it happens. But that is all for the injury report news of it all. This is where we get into the preview part of the show. Uh, First off, of course, even if the game features a 4-9 football team in December starting Kirk Cousins, we got to start with Thursday Night Football. The Falcons traveled to Tampa in a game that was very close in week one. I'll give credit. Um, in a game where Tampa is favored by 4.5. The Tampa's reeling, man. Like this has now become one of those games for them that I think they have to be viewing as a must win. Um, so they're 3-3 at home this season, and what is it? Their last. You think about their last 5 games, Ben. Um, they lost to New England. Then they lost to Buffalo in a shootout, so it was like the offense still had some life. And then the last 3 games have been that loss to the Rams, in which Baker goes out, doesn't come back in. Then the game against the Cardinals, the very weird Cardinals game, where it felt like neither team could move the ball until the end of the game, and they
Hmm.
score 20 points, but it still looks rickety. And then they lose against New Orleans, where the Saints just made more plays. As simple as that. And so, just interested to see this team and how their take shape. Mike Evans is activated off IR, so he should be ready to go for this one. I wouldn't see a world where he's activated and not playing. And Tristan Wirfs is still up in the air, so I think he's probably even more important than Mike Evans at this point in the season. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think that big thing is what you had noted there at the end was Mike Evans. We discussed it in the recap show that like this Buccaneers team and specifically what they're putting out on offense each and every week has been less than stellar, especially compared to what we had seen early on in the season. And if they have any hope of doing anything in the playoffs, let alone making the playoffs, they have to figure something out. And I'm wondering if this banged up old Mike Evans is the missing piece, which is would be wild, but he very well could add a piece to this offense that has been missed. And if he does, then we have to start maybe talking about the Buccaneers like we did early on in the season. And this is really the perfect game for him to kind of just like get acclimated back into it because the Falcons are awful. But now they're also facing just like a whole lot of injury. Drake London has already been ruled out for this game. He's been out for a couple weeks now at this point. Um, but both Kyle Pitts, Jalen Walker, and David Ayamada are both questionable for this game. So they're all key major pieces on both the offensive and defensive side of the football for the Falcons, an already bad team that are now hurt or questionable headed into this game, which again should hopefully make it easier for the Buccaneers and make it not like a we have to win on the final drive that we saw through the first couple weeks. But again, I think it's kind of I don't want to say win or go home for them because this division is that bad, but they are right now at this point in time in a very very tight race for this division with who else other than the Panthers.
Yeah.
So it just again, I'm interested to see what adding or dropping in Mike Evans to this offense is going to do to see if it can actually change and get back to early season form, or if it's just going to be the Buccaneers offense of the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's absolutely not loser leaves town because they still have Carolina twice. So I mean,
Yeah.
theoretically, they're still sitting there saying the games are in front of us. But just this being a division game against an opponent you should be like favored by more than 4.5 points against. It's just some numbers on their drop back offense or just their offense as a whole. The last 5 weeks that I just mentioned, they're still a top 10-ish rushing unit, like ninth in
Mm-hmm.
EPA, and sixth in success rate. And then you get into the drop back stuff and drop back EPA. Um, they're in a range. They're in this like tier of statistics with Tennessee, Cleveland, the Jets, and then like Minnesota is way off in the distance because of that awful Seattle game. So like that's kind of the realm they're sitting in right now as the drop back team the last 5 weeks. So again, not great. That's very bad. So again, I to your point, I think they're trying to have some. Hey, Mike Evans, can you please save us? Emeka Egbuka has certainly cooled off since his ferocious start to the season. So interested to see how he kind of works back into um, a place where he's not going to be demanded a whole lot, but at the same time, like I still think he is their best option to create plays downfield. So just interested to see how this one uh, shakes out. And then on the Falcons side, um, this is the Kirk Cousins on Thursday Night Football against the Buccaneers. Wins the last. What happened the last time that happened? Um, Kirk Cousins threw for 500, like 504 ish yards or something like that.
Yeah.
I just insanity. In that one, Kadero Hodge had the walk off touchdown. Never forget. And
Never forget.
he led a swag surf at the end of the game. So like this has writings of like goofy Kirk Cousins game all over it to me. I don't know about you, just
Yeah.
because of what happened last time. But watching him play football the last few weeks, he miserable experience. Kirk Cousins is. I think we're on the road to like once he gets cut by the Falcons this year, like it's undisputed he's gonna be some veteran backup for like a year and then be done because I don't know.
Yeah.
This just doesn't look good. Can't move around in the pocket. Interested to see how Todd Bowles kind of flushes him out and sends some pressure. But the Falcons not looking great, and I don't think we see Drake London again at this point, right?
for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
They're
Okay.
they
I
lose this
mean,
one.
there's
They're
no.
4-10.
Yes. If they were a good team, I get rushing him back. I mean, I think everyone at this point knows where I stand in terms of rushing players back on especially a bad team. So I mean, I'm all for Drake London not coming back, especially if they're not competing for anything. Um, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next game of the week. Going in chronological order. This is where we go to Baltimore and Cincinnati. Ravens are favored by 1.5. Another, speaking of disappointing offenses in the last 5 weeks, you bring yourself to the Baltimore Ravens and what they have looked like. And even the last time these two played, what was it? 13 days ago on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Uh, I bought hope again in the Cincinnati Bengals and what they could be. And then, they have the game against Buffalo. But what they were able to do against the Ravens was pretty, like, real. It wasn't like this fluky, you have the Isaiah Likely moment, but outside of that, the Bengals physically dominated this game. And so, interested to see if the Bengals bring the fight to the Ravens once again. And the Ravens are, again, really staring at their playoff hopes right in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll take the flip side of that on the Raven side of it. Over the last 5 games, again, it's hard to ignore at this point. Over the last 5 games, Lamar Jackson has been just like downright like awful, like in comparison to like the average NFL quarterback, not even comparison to like what we've seen from him, like just the baseline, like 15th best quarterback in the NFL. He's been awful. He's averaging 197 yards over the last 5 games, 2 passing touchdowns on 4 interceptions. And it's not like he's, creating on the ground like we're used to. He has one rushing touchdown in that span. And again, over those last 5 games, he's put up 36 rushing yards, 10 rushing yards, 11 rushing yards, 27, and 43. That all being said, you have a chance to right the wrong. You're playing against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And yes, we said this 2 weeks ago at this point, where he came out and looked awful. But let's see if we can figure it out. Get in the room, watch some tape, see where we can learn from what happened 2 weeks ago, and see if we can take advantage of what is hopefully some good matches on the defensive side of the football. And hopefully, this is the game that kickstarts him back, or at least gets him on track to the Lamar that we have seen. Because if not, again, any chance that they have of being a playoff team is going to be out the window if you can't even compete with the Bengals defense. Like that's how bad it is. And again, I think this is kind of what you're hoping for. This is a division team with a bad defense. You can put yourself in a good position if you can take advantage of that. Lamar Jackson, this is a little bit of a put up or shut up time. Again, not for your whole career, but at least for the season, put up or shut up. Let's see what you have for the rest of the season. See if you can kind of ball out against the Bengals. And I think he can do it, but we'll get into that when we do our picks.
Yeah, it's just weird to see them just not be able to run the football. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's after being one of the more efficient rushing teams last season, like in football, it was just kind of them and Philly. Um, this year, like they're at best middle of the pack, and the offensive line hasn't really changed. Derrick Henry hasn't changed, um, and you still have that threat of Lamar in theory, even if he is injured as a runner. But it's just fascinating, and Cincinnati is certainly gettable running the football. So we'll see if Baltimore kind of brings that fight. But even going back to that game once again, um, Cincinnati had 6 drives, get into the red zone, and scored 1 touchdown. So again, and they won the game by 18 points. So like
Hmm.
again, it's this was a bludgeoning from Cincinnati. It could have been so much worse on the offensive end. So from that point of view, um, what what do you think the Ravens have to do defensively? Is it heat up Joe Burrow? Is it kind of because he got sacked 1 time in the first one, didn't have any turnovers, but in theory, like their yards per play were 4.8, which isn't great. Like that's kind of below middle of the pack. So interested to see what your thoughts on are. Like if Baltimore has to win this game in an ugly, way, like 20-17, what do you think the defense has to do to kind of slow down Cincinnati? Putting you on the spot a little bit, but
Yeah, putting me. I mean, I think the easy answer is always get pressure on the quarterback. This is
mhm.
again just as we talked about this being a gettable defense for the Bengals. This is a gettable offensive line. Yes, you are missing some pieces. There has been a whole lot of speculation about Matt Bouquet. That's again a conversation for the offseason. We will get into it. But yes, you were missing pieces along the defensive line. But I mean, at the trade deadline, you went out and made a trade to get a guy that can rush the passer and rush the passer well. So can you do that in this game? And again, if you want to have a chance, I think you have to take advantage. Joe Burrow, he looks mostly healed from that turf toe, but he's not a mobile quarterback as is. Just get some pressure on him. Again, speed up that internal clock. So even if you're not getting even if the pressure isn't translating into sacks, if you can just speed up that internal clock a half second, I think you might be able to put yourself in good position. But you weren't able to do it last time you played. So let's see if you're going to be able to do it this time.
Yeah, speaking of Draymond Jones, he had 35 pass rush snaps the last time these two teams played, 0 pressures.
Yeah,
So,
well, exactly. And I
yeah,
don't know that he was like their big get at their trade deadline. He's just been bad.
I agree with you. It's one of those things like I'm always fearful to blitz a guy like Joe Burrow just because he is just so lethal and
Mm,
everything being in the gun, he can see everything and make the right decision that he wants to make every single time. But yeah, I think it starts with the front four, trying to force him off the spot and make it uncomfortable. But we'll see. I there's not much like your Eagles. I don't know how much optimism there is in Baltimore right now. If they lose this game, the final stretch of their season is facing New England, Green Bay, and then Pittsburgh again. I don't think there's a
hmm.
world where I would pick them against Pittsburgh again on the
No.
road. Like it just doesn't look great. So interested to see how they bounce back in a game that they kind of need, but also at the same time, not for certain they're going to get. And then we move on to the final game of the week. The Green Bay Packers will face the Denver Broncos in kind of the headliner of the weekend. I think these are two teams that uh, can be playing in the Super Bowl. I'll frame it like that. I was gonna say win the Super Bowl, but I'm still not there with Denver all the way. But
Yeah.
uh, Green Bay coming off the performance they had against Chicago, and Denver coming off another just win. Like they just keep winning, and they're 6-0 at home. They have not lost a game since September. So again, it's just what have you done for me lately, league, and they just continue to win football games. This is probably their toughest test in weeks since that Houston game, because you think about multiple Raiders games. What do we think about the Chiefs at this point? Washington is in there, and they go down to the wire against Washington. So just interested to see the tricks that Green Bay pulls on the offensive end.
I'm interested on the flip side of that is how are the Broncos going to be able to do like just facing a good team in total, right? Like they've really only been tested 4 times this year. Again, I'm playing a little bit of the schedule game here, but they've been tested 4 times this year. And they are 50-50 on those tests. They beat both the Cowboys and Eagles, but lost to both the Colts and Chargers. I'm interested to see. I think this is going to be like their last kind of big test that they're going to have to run through to really see if you're that team, because there's again a lot of conversation about this being one of the worst 11-2 win football teams. Again, it's do that with what you want. But they're going to just be playing against a very good Packers team in a Toyota-thon Jordan Love. And I think if the Packers want to win this game, it's because you are getting pressure on Bo Nix. The really fun thing is, like, the best way to kind of fluster him is by getting that interior pressure on him. And they've played some really fun games, the Packers, with Micah Parsons. They will line him up anywhere. You will choose who your worst pass blocker is, and he will play there. If that's 1-tech, 3-tech, out wide, like, he will play anywhere. He has the third best pass rushing win rate in the league at 24.7%. And if you can get pressure on him, I think you can force him into those kind of Bo Nix throws. And we can see if your defense takes advantage of what is hopefully good field position. We often joke that, like, the Packers are the Big Ten football. Like, just we're fighting for good field position, and we'll see where it goes from there. But again, I just think it comes down to can they pass rush him and get pressure on him, because in their own right, the Broncos have been very, very good. They're their third best pass blocking offensive line in the league. So we're going to see what Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary can do and see if we can force Bo Nix into making some stupid throws.
Yeah, and then I think getting to the side of the ball that I think is the most fascinating, just reading offensive numbers, the Green Bay is number 1 in EPA this season, and they're second in success rate. They're first in dropback EPA, and second in or fourth in dropback success rate, and just they're in the tier of Patriots, Rams. Like, those are the best offenses in football. And then you get into what Denver is. They're number 2 overall in success rate, number 1 in dropback success rate. Not a great EPA team. Kind of stems from some of those performances against Washington and the Raiders and things like that. But just overall, that side of the ball, just seeing what the secondary game plan with Green Bay was, because or is going to be, just because against Chicago, I feel like it was pretty simple. It was just match their toughness, match their will, and obviously for a rivalry like that, obviously for just a game like that, it's easy to meet the moment. And I know the Broncos are 11-2, but this is an out of conference game. You don't play this team often, and you're traveling into into Denver, which is the altitude place in the country. So again, it's just a weird game. Coming off an emotional roller coaster of Chicago, how did they just handle it from a human being element going into this one? Interested to see, because their division is still way up for grabs. Chicago is playing Cleveland this week. So again, you could theoretically make the point that they lose to Denver and Cleveland win, or Chicago beats Cleveland, and now you're sitting in second again, and you just beat that team, and now you got to go on the road and face that team again. So interested to see how that happens. But I think that's all for the preview of the games. It is time to pick the games, which we have all 16 teams back, right?
Yes.
16 games, 32 teams. So let's get into that. Do you have records? If not,
I'm trying to see. I do have our records for the week. Both Matt and Ryan went 8-6. I am 7-7. Split the weekend. That brings the overall record to me still in first place. Matt is trying to claw his way back. I think we might be getting into desperate territory, like just picking the opposite side, but we'll see. I don't know. He might have a strategy. But I'm 136, 69, nice, and 1. Matt is 130, 75, and 1. And Ryan is 121, 84, and 1. So that leaves Matt 6 spots to make up over the next 2 weeks. He made up one of those spots this past weekend, but he's going to need to average 1.5 games per week. So he's going to have to get 2 games, 1 game, 2 game, 1 game to at least tie me. But the goal's never to tie. The goal is to always win. So
This is correct. This is correct.
This is true.
All right. Well, let's start at the top with the Falcons and Buccaneers. Wait, do you have Ryan's picks? Or are we?
Yes, I do. So like we have them in like a kind of what I would imagine a weird order. So it might take me a little bit of time to like find it as we go game by game, but I do have his picks.
All right. Well, starting with Thursday, Falcons Bucks. What do you got?
I have the Buccaneers to win, and Ryan also has the Buccaneers to win.
Yeah, I hate it, but I'll take the Bucks. I think this, I won't lose. I won't lose a game on this game, is what I'll say. So then we get into the start of the 12 o'clock slate. Let's talk Ravens Bengals. Ravens Bengals. What do you have?
I don't want, this one was very. This is one of like the 3 very hard games for me to pick this week. I have the Bengals, but I don't feel really confident about it. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bengals because I'm gonna force you to pick against the Bengals. That's kind of my thought process here. So,
Hey, give me Baltimore.
okay. And yes, Ryan has the Ravens here.
Ooh. And
Yes.
then we get into Chargers Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 5.5 at home. 3 games below the Chargers and a game below 500. They're really. I saw a stat, something about they have like a 54% chance to make the playoffs if they were to win out. So like, and again, they still have. I think they still have Vegas and Tennessee on their schedule, and Denver on Christmas. So again, like at home, I don't think it's out of the realm that they win all 4 games, but at the same time, also not going to put a lot of faith in this Chiefs team winning all 4 games just because they haven't shown me that trust to do that. So, but
Yeah.
what do you got for this one?
I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I'm still kind of stuck in years past. I mean, at a certain point, I'm going to have to pivot off of it. But I have to imagine Patrick Mahomes is not going to put up a 4 interception game, and I'd have to imagine that if the Chargers were playing any other team that close, they probably would have lost. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win this game.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers to officially smite them down. I love the 5.5 number. I think that's a ton of points for a pretty equal playing field team, and who beat them this year. So, but what was Ryan?
And Ryan is also picking the Chargers.
Then we get into the Bills favored on the road against the New England Patriots. This one seems to have the flurries possibility here again. So Buffalo playing in back-to-back snow games would be interesting. This time on the road, but this one seemingly decides the division. because if Buffalo doesn't win this one, Patriots would sweep them and have 3 games. So they would clinch the division with a win here.
Yeah.
New England, just doing the math. And Buffalo, if they were to win, would put it within a game. So, again, this is a massive, massive game. And just for the narrative standpoint of, like, this is the Patriots kind of trying to stamp their real deal. Like, we can actually win this conference and make the Super Bowl. So, what do you got?
I feel very confident in my pick here. I'm interested to see if you're going to zig where I zag just for the sake of it. But I'm going to force you to pick against our baby boy Drake May. And I'm going to pick the Patriots, and I'm feeling confident either way. Like, I'm not doing this just to have you pick against them. Like, even if you're riding with the Patriots, I would still pick the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Patriots just because I don't pick against New England.
Okay. And Ryan is going to, let me find it, Bills. Ryan is picking the Bills.
Okay. And then this is where we get into the more, as we said on the recap show, the Tankathon games for the 12 o'clock window. Commanders Giants.
I'm gonna pick the Giants just after everything that we had seen. Like, it just, again, this continues to be one of the worst
Sprinting the Giants.
Yeah, sprinting in the Giants. Ryan is zigging where we are zagging, and he's going with the Commanders.
Interesting. Raiders, Eagles.
Yeah, come on. I can be pessimistic all I want, and I can be the unpositive rabbit, but I'm still gonna pick the Eagles every week. Yeah.
Is this the Cardinals game from a few years ago? Remember that game?
Don't. Why would you? What?
I'm putting it in the air. The air.
Well, then do it.
Because I want to take away. I want to send you into U of M basketball. I don't want you to focus on this team. I don't like seeing you get hurt like this. I'm gonna take the Eagles. This opened at like 13.5. It's down to like 10.
Yeah. The last time I had seen it was 11.5. It's gone downhill.
It went back up. Okay, it went back up to 10 or to 11. Okay.
Yeah, when I had checked, at least on FanDuel, about
they're like, wait a minute, we hate the Eagles, but this is still the Raiders we're talking about.
Yes, this is still like that Raiders team. And while we're on it, if you want to give me a second, we're gonna look at Geno Smith. So Geno Smith didn't have a season-ending injury, but he had left that.
He is out this week. Yes, this is a Kenny Pickett revenge.
Kenny Pickett revenge game. I don't know. Who knows? There's not tape out there on it.
Do you think he throws himself again like he did the last time he played a game in Philly?
He should. But yes, shocker. Ryan's also Ryan's picking the Eagles.
Jets Jags. Another massive spread. 14 points here. I'll pick the Jags as you sneeze.
Yes, Jags as well. Ryan is also picking the Jags.
So many points. I don't know the status of their quarterbacks. Where I did know the status on Geno being ruled out already. All right, Cardinals Texans.
Texans. I wonder where I'm going.
Does anybody have better vibes than the Texans right now? The answer is no.
No, the answer is no.
5 in a row. The offense still sucks. Like
offense is bad.
That's what's weird. Is like everybody wants to do the whole like Super Bowl thing, and it's like the offense still like actively is terrible.
Yes, but they're
people like Stroud
a little bit better.
People do like Stroud, so I get that. But I'll take the Texans.
Ryan as well.
Yeah, just we're not going to lose any games on a 10-point spread, guys. All right,
no.
If we both lose on the Cardinals winning this one, we both lose. Then
Yeah.
we get into the 3 o'clock window. I'll start with my Saints. Panthers.
Whoa. Bears Browns.
What? Oh, Bears Browns. I thought we did that one. Bears Browns. What do you have on that one?
I mean, yeah, I think we're all picking the Bears here, unless you believe in the Shedeur magic. I don't know. Maybe you do.
The wind chill
I'm
is
picking
supposed
the
to be
Bears.
-20.
That would be fun. I mean, force Caleb Williams into some stupid throws. I mean, Myles Garrett break the sack record. Nah. But yeah, I'm
No
picking
way. Nobody sacks Caleb. Nobody sacks him. Maybe he gets 1 or 2, but he would have to get like 4, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'll
Are you
take the
picking
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all going Bears.
This game could be miserable. This might be a game Ben Johnson runs the ball 50 times and has 15 dropbacks total. But
Yeah.
we get into now the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock window. What? All these games? No, there's no 3:05 game. That's
No,
weird.
they're
Okay.
all
That messes with
325.
my head.
I hate
I was
it.
gonna go in order. Well, I get to pick the Saints, Panthers first up. What do you got, Ben?
Well, can the Saints continue a nice little win streak here? Some are saying it's shuck time. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't believe I'm picking the Panthers to win a divisional game. But it is the year of our Lord 2025, and I am going to pick Bryce Young to win a divisional game. So give me the Panthers.
The Saints are playing their best football right now. I'm taking the Saints.
Okay, and Ryan is also picking the Panthers.
Then we get on to let's just pick it real quick. The Titans Niners.
But
And then-
they continue. I Cam Ward. I mean, I said in the recap show that, like, against two very good defenses, hasn't looked
Looks
like
good.
awful. He's learning, and I
Looks
mean, the Niners still have a good defense.
Nah.
Fred Warner is a Power Ranger. Like, he actually might be back this year. I don't know if you saw those clips of him, like, working out, and like his mobility looks just fine. I
Don't
don't
give
know,
me
obviously,
hope.
if he's like, I don't know if he's football ready, but like, I mean, his mobility looks fine. Like, he was like jumping and doing like jump spin kicks and knees, and like, it was absurd. But yeah, Ryan is also picking the Niners.
And then we get into Colts Seahawks, which the Colts, it's been reported by Jordan Schultz, they did try and get Sam Ehlinger now. They did. And Sam Ehlinger said no. He decided he wanted to stay in Denver and continue his development with Sean Payton and quarterbacks coach Davis Webb. So interesting. Maybe it's just a I don't want to go back to Indy kind of vibe.
Probably,
but
yeah.
I'm done with that part of my life. But just from a human being standpoint, but that was interesting because that was the first name came to my head when they were signing Phillip Rivers. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Also, hook 'em horns, but Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
Does Phil start this game? I mean, that's the question.
No. He definitely doesn't start this game. He shouldn't start any game, but like, he should not start in a game in which he gets a week, 5 days to get football ready. Like, no shot.
Yeah, if they after this game they have the Niners on like Monday Night Football. Is he at like just the break glass in case of emergency quarterback at this point? Like, they just send Riley Leonard, feed him, and then hopefully get him ready by the Niners game. I feel like that's got to be the thought process. I don't know. It's just a weird circumstances. I understand it's the circumstances they have to create because of the multiple injuries and the fact that Anthony Richardson isn't going to play because like a training elastic band in a workout room hit him in the face. That's why he is not playing, if anybody is concerned and wondering. But we move on. Lions-Rams. Lions-Rams is happening this weekend. This is the first time
Rams.
Jared Goff
Rams.
is going back to LA. You said Rams?
Rams. Give me all day. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I took the Chargers earlier on a big spread. I'll take the Rams just to, again, not lose a game. I think this one could be close. I think the Lions could score
Yeah.
here, but just coming off the Thursday night game. But yeah, Rams. And then we get into the game we talked about, Packers Broncos. Packers favored on the road. No respect.
Packers favorite on the road. No respect should be given to Bo Nix. That was mean. It was probably uncalled for, actually. Again, the Eagles being bad just makes me just like a very spiteful and angry.
Exactly.
But it's no, I absolutely the Packers. I have no confidence. If the Broncos win this game, it's going to be because it was a defensive battle. It's never going to be because Bo Nix is doing something special on offense. I'm just more comfortable with what the Packers have shown just as a team in total than what the Broncos have. Give me the Packers. Toyota-thon, Jordan Love.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make this game a fight. Give me the Broncos. This one. Don't love either side, so I'll just go against you. I think that's been kind of my thought process going into some of these games. Just trying to chip away. Just trying to chip
Yes.
away. Hopefully we get this within a few more games this week. But
Yes.
Then we get into-
Ryan is also picking the Packers in this game. This was the first week, like I think all season, that he's like giving Jordan Love credit. Like we were talking about, he's like, I hate to say it, and he's like, it makes me feel gross to say it, but like Jordan Love, outside of those stupid like,
well, he
two
got to
throws a
watch
game-
Jordan Love this week because he played his team.
Yeah.
I don't.
So, but there you go.
Yeah, Love was awesome. All right, the final two games, prime time, Vikings, Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. Does this mean anything? No, probably not. Give me Cowboys.
Absolutely not. I mean, if the Cowboys want a chance of winning the division,
Dak
in
versus
hopes of
Brian
Eagles
Flores is fun.
Dak's, yeah, it is, but I don't think it matters when 9 to 5 is playing quarterback for you. Given it was his best game all season, give him flowers where it's due.
And he was still erratic. Like, that was the thing. I went back and watched like all of his dropbacks. The run game was great, but he was still like erratic. He had an awesome throw down the left sideline to Jordan Addison that was pretty good. But for the most part, like, he was still airmailing out routes, like 10-yard out routes, where it's like, I get it's Justin Jefferson, but like you got to put it in the field to play at least a little bit. But
yes, yeah. I mean, give me Mr. Not 9 to 5. Give me Dak Prescott and the Cowboys here. Ryan as well.
Yep. And then the final game, Dolphins, Steelers. Steelers favored by 3. This is the one.
This is
right.
Dolphins
are on
the same thing
what,
about the Dolphins,
5-game win streak? No. They've been
No, I
elite.
mean the Dolphins can't be this good, right?
They could be.
I don't think they are. But also, I have no
Boston.
trust in the resurgence of Aaron Rodgers that we saw last week. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins just because I don't trust the Steelers.
Me too.
But like,
look at that.
Oh, look at that, Ryan as well.
No,
and
by
the way that it worked out, we picked 4 games against each other. Again, knowing our luck, it'll be split. It'll go 2-2. But who knows? You'll win the first 2. I'll win the last 2. That kind of seems to be the theme of this year. Those 4 games were the Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs, Chargers, Panthers, Saints, and Packers, Broncos. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. Again,
Dude, I'm
stay
gonna
tuned.
end up losing this thing by like 3 games, and it's because I picked I picked for the Saints against like you fading the Saints this year. I feel like
You've done that a couple times.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I
Uh,
just they give me a win, and I'm like, I gotta pick them. It just
oh
happens.
gosh. Yeah,
But
it just happens.
yeah,
Um,
that's all for the pick'em part of the show. Let's
hmm.
get into payout. Do you have anything?
Yeah,
I'll pick
I
some. I'll
do
pick
not.
some spreads here.
That's yeah. I mean that's the route I continue to take. I do not have Ryan's anytime this week for you guys, but I have
Has he
mine.
hit yet on that? Does he bet it? I know he.
I know he's bet the last couple weeks. I don't know if he's hit
Okay.
anything or not,
There
but
was one time he just revealed that to us. He's like, "Yeah, I don't bet it." It's like, what?
yeah, which is wild.
All right.
I placed mine at the time of me making it about 2.5 hours ago. I have a mix of mainly alt spreads, just by a couple points here and there. I picked the Packers to cover -2.5. I took an alt spread for the Buccaneers to cover 2.5. Originally 4.5. It's a 2.5. I picked the Eagles to cover a 6.5 spread. Again, it was 11.5, bumping it down to 6.5 to win by a touchdown. And then it was just by so much. And like, I'm a glutton for punishment. And I understand that this will probably be the leg that breaks me, but I don't care. Give me the Jets to cover plus 14.5. So to lose by less than 2
So many
touchdowns.
points. Too many points.
It's too many points. That brings you all the way up to plus 609. Again, my unit continues to be, will probably always be $5. So that's $5 to win 30.90. There you go. That's mine. I think I've hit like twice, 2 or 3 times this season. Hasn't been like a crazy hit rate, but enough to keep it alive, enough to give me hope that this will be a week in which we profit.
Yeah, in honor of Ryan, I'm going to take some touchdowns. I'm going to
Okay,
take three goal line backs here.
as you should.
Kyle Monungai in a game that I
Mm-hmm.
said they could run the ball 50 times. He's plus money to get in the end zone. Feels like that happens too often for it to be plus money still. James Cook minus 125. Big game.
If he doesn't
And
fumble it.
that's what I was going to make mention of is that he's got revenge now. He's got revenge on his mind. And then one of my favorite goal line backs in the league, Jalen Hurts, to get in the end zone after his performance. There's a guy who could run the ball 50 times after his
There's a guy.
performance.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
Uh,
yes, those are the 3 touchdown scores plus 661. Not too shabby. So
there you go.
all right,
Yeah.
that's payout, everybody.
Let's pay out.
I mean we have to
One.
close talking Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, we kind of, yeah, we kind of have to. Sean Moore, got fired or relieved of his duties as Michigan's head coach. At the time of it happening, yes, finally, like this dude wasn't the dude. I've been saying it for years, or not years, but I've been saying it like all
The
year,
amount
like
of
since the
Buckeye
Oklahoma
fans
game.
popping out of nowhere to drop the third baseline, like he was fired for cause. Like,
Yeah,
clearly there was something happening that made him get fired. It was not like football related, and like Buckeye fans came out of nowhere to try and make it like football related. It was very silly, but
yes.
they're insane. I've said that before.
Wild turn of events like since then, like it had came out that he was having an affair, that's why he had gotten fired,
With a staffer.
with a staffer. That's kind of the big piece there. Again, had gotten fired, and then everything following is also just a crazy saga of events, and I don't want to like speculate to what had happened between the time of him getting fired
There's
to where it's
rumors. You
at
can find the
now.
rumors.
Yeah, you can find the rumors. All you need to know is he was in police custody. It doesn't look like he's in police custody anymore. Like I think Rap like literally just or Pete Thamel just reported that like he was in custody but is no longer in custody of the police. There's a lot of rumors. Again, Pete Thamel just put out a tweet about it. Go and find it if you're interested in finding it. Um, Again, just wild stuff. A lot of people a little upset too that like it has come out now post national signing period, which like this like and like this will be like my official like stance and like if this
Well, they had
was
to go and they had to
truly
undergo an investigation. So like they can't, if you are firing for cause to get your money back, you cannot have that happen until you complete the entire investigation. So the timeline
yes
events, yes, like it's unfortunate, but circumstances dictate that it would take this long.
yes exactly. I will say this: if they truly knew the outcome of the investigation and waited until after post National Signing Day, like I hate it. I think like that's just like a really like scummy and disgusting thing to do. Is like we're gonna withhold this information until you guys all sign here. Given again, the players can like still go into the transfer portal after being fired. I mean, the transfer portal still like it's gonna open up in January regardless. But if they did truly wait, I think that's just like a scummy thing to do. There will be fallout. Like Bryce Underwood has already removed Michigan quarterback from his bio. Like he's on the first plane to Baton Rouge. Like dude is gone. I don't know if we'll even see him in the Cheez-It Bowl at this point. Um, Biff is now the head coach. He was the intern head coach when Sharon had served his suspension early on in the season. Now they'll be looking for a head coach. And just in terms of like the football side of it, like this is awful because now over like the last 2 weeks, all your head coaches have been fired. So it doesn't leave you with like a whole lot. Like for me, there are like 3 or 4 outcomes that I would be happy with. And that's like, I think your first phone call needs to be Jesse Minter. That's tough because the Chargers are in the middle of the season. So who knows what that's going to look like. Like you might just have to wait until that's over. But then like the other two I would be happy with would be Leapoid from Kansas, Jed Fisher or Jed Fish from Washington. And then like, I don't know, call me madman, but I kind of like Biff. I kind of really love Biff. Like, I wouldn't be too mad. He's not the long term guy or the solution, but like, if it's just like, we're gonna attack this next year when the cycle re-ups, I wouldn't be mad if they just said, Biff, this is your team for this year. We will figure it out and reload next coaching cycle. But I don't know. That's just kind of where my head's at. From an outside perspective, I mean, where's your head at in terms of head coaching candidacy?
Oh, candidates? I have no idea. They could go any direction. I don't know if this is a Saban possibility where this becomes just a monumental like downstream of like, oh, we plucked fish and now Washington plucks this coordinator or this coach, and then it's just a
Mm-hmm.
stream down. Uh, but the situation, I mean, it's
It's a
awkward
wild one.
to talk about. Yeah, I mean, it's a wild one. Just for human being to human being, I hope Sharon Moore gets help if what
Yeah.
we are reading through the airwaves is true. It's just apparently there's been some speculation on this happening. Like I've seen some scoop guys kind of point out that this is kind of been in the works. Like Michigan has been conducting a little investigation this entire time, and it's just been kind of behind the scenes as it should be.
Yeah.
And so they came to a conclusion today when they did, and you can make that decision. So interested to see what they do. Like you said with Underwood, the quarterback, I they went, they made it such a dominant. 13 months ago they were so set on like flipping him. Keeping him in the state was a big reason. Giving him a ton of NIL, and now a year later, um, probably gone. So
He
interesting,
probably.
and
I hate to like say it and spin it this way because again, it's through everything that had happened, it has been awful, and I don't want to call anyone a winner from the situation because again, it is a very, very awful, awful, awful situation. But Bryce Underwood could be of benefit, right? Like there was already some speculation, very tiny, that like he might be looking to go elsewhere anyways to begin with. And now he could leave Michigan with $10 million in hand and go and play anywhere he wants to and not look like the bad guy. And I wouldn't blame him if he chose to go that route, to be frank, with everything that has happened. Um, Again, we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a Michigan kid, played football in Detroit. So we will see if that is enough to keep him. I'm interested to see how the recruiting shakes up. It's, again, weird timing. I wonder if recruits will just be like, no, we're going to kind of dip out, even though after we signed, like, there's already a ton of Michigan recruits that have already kind of not like put out official statements, but have like posted stuff on their story about it with like the head exploding emoji and whatnot. It just, again, wild stuff happening. Yeah, wild times in college football amongst the playoffs and bowl games happening. But I don't have a lot of final thoughts. Just at all. I don't have a lot of final thoughts.
that's fair. I mean, this just happened a few hours ago. We have nothing on, an inside look into the head coaching search. I assume they act fast, not as fast as Iowa State did, but yeah, I mean, again, just the final thought is like they are Michigan. They are one of the blue bloods of that conference, and they will spend. So, who does that intrigue? Because if you want to go out there and find a guy, you could flip him from a pretty decent school. So, interested to
Mm-hmm.
see how aggressive they get. Because, I mean, from a coaching standpoint, oh man, does it suck to miss out on Campbell now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
again
No,
circumstance of the
absolutely.
situation, but this is a guy who's been outwardly like, I would like the Michigan job, and now here's the
Yes.
Michigan job.
Yes. I do have a final thought, actually. Michigan fans, stop it. Kurt Signetti's not going anywhere. He literally just signed an extension like 2 months ago. It's not happening.
I feel like
Don't
it was
waste your
trolling.
energy. Don't waste your headspace. I mean, there are like a like I don't want to say large, but there's definitely a subsect of Michigan fans that are like, Kurt Signetti, come and coach
No, all right.
Michigan. Like it's not happening. Stop it. Don't do it. And that's all I'm gonna put towards energy and having that conversation. You're just being stupid and dumb. So
All right.
any yeah, I was gonna say any like final thoughts on just football as a whole.
No, that's the show. That's it. I'm gonna click the
That's the
button
show.
right now. No, I'm just. Uh, I think excited to see another week of football. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, got some Army Navy in college, and then obviously we
Boise
got some
State.
good games this
Yes, sir.
week. Like I think we got some real deal games. We're finally at that point where we're looking at some teams and saying if you lose, you're done for, and that's when you know the playoffs are right around the corner. Last week kind of
Mm-hmm.
got me into this gear, so excited for it. But do you have anything left?
No, no, that's it. I am and at the point of the season where the Eagles are now determining my mood for the week, which I
Moves.
hate that I'm
Yeah.
at this point. Like this kind of sucks, but we'll see. I just go out and beat the Raiders. I mean, that shouldn't be a tall task, and that's where we'll leave it. Go Birds.
Yep.
Yeah, I tune into the college show Tuesdays, 9 ish Eastern time, 8 ish Central time. Recap shows every Monday. This will usually start around 9:30-ish Central, 8:30-ish, or 9:30-ish Eastern, 8:30-ish Central. Again, playoffs are ramping up for both sides, college and NFL. So just make sure you guys are staying tuned. Matt's doing a fantastic job in terms of like cutting clips, posting them on YouTube. So if you guys just want to find a segment and watch it, go continue to show your guys love. Much appreciated. And I'll kick us into our sponsors here. Thank you to our sponsors, as always, Regional Radio Sports, Spotify for podcasters, and Regional Radio Sports. And hopefully we see you guys on Tuesday. Take care.